After 4 months of renovating our kitchen down to the studs, we are finally entering the finishing stage. This week, we are fabricating our stone into countertops and backsplashes and transforming our custom walnut cabinetry with a beautiful warm stain. Before we dive into today's renovation video, I am so excited to announce my newest candle for my brand Auden Lore. It's inspired by the ocean just after sunrise, that crisp, salty air, my toes in the sand at the edge of the water, and the sounds of the waves crashing into the cliffs. I wanted to create a candle that captures that moment and bottles it up for you to bring home. So with every light, it transports you right back to that calming, soothing, and fresh feeling. Named Maris, which is Latin for of the sea, it blends notes of black pepper, seaweed, sea salt, chamomile, amber, and driftwood, which creates a clean yet spicy fragrance. It's poured into our custom textured vessel in a new color, warm slate. Maris is now available at audenlore.com. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to our kitchen renovation. We've been making some major progress in the finishing touches of our kitchen. It's so close to being finished with all of the contractor work, I can taste it. So the countertop fabricators are actually on their way to take all of the templates for our countertop stone. They're gonna come out and actually make templates that they could put on the stone in the exact portion of each piece that we want cut for each piece of the kitchen. We had a little bit of a dilemma. If you follow me over on my vlog channel, you would have heard the lengthy story, but long story short, about a month ago, before our baby arrived, we found a beautiful stone, 2 slabs of dolomite that we were gonna use in the kitchen, and I put them on hold, and it had been a little bit, and they ended up selling them to someone else instead of calling me. So my mom was still in town. She watched the baby for a little bit. Romeo and I headed back out to make another 4-hour trip to try and find new slabs, new countertop stone. I can't believe we had to do it twice, but actually I think it was a blessing in disguise because the ones that we found, which are quartzite, not dolomite, so they're actually stronger, more durable, more resistant to heat. I actually wanted a quartzite from the beginning, so it worked. That worked in our favor totally. The new ones that we found were cheaper per slab than the first ones that we found, and they were bigger than the first ones that we found. All around, it was a blessing. They're quartzite and they're called Taj Mahal. Now Taj Mahal comes in lots of different vein, contrasting, every slab is going to be different. But most of them that I saw were really sandy. They had a Taj Mahal quartzite that actually had more contrasting veins, and it made the slab more interesting to me, and I really wanted to play with veins and movement in the stone in this kitchen. Put them on hold. I immediately kind of played with my templates to see which portions of the slab would go in which part of the kitchen. So here are the 2 slabs, and here's the template that I played with on the computer so that I could see the portions of the kitchen at scale. Even though we didn't have an island, we still had to purchase 2 slabs. One just wasn't quite enough. So because we were doing that, we decided to actually go up the wall behind the oven, which I think is going to be beautiful. So I blocked out that beautiful portion that had lots of veins in it because I think it would be so gorgeous here behind the oven. But I want to make the edges a little more interesting. So the slab will go all the way up to the bottom of the hood up here and behind this corbel that I'm going to take down and work on. But when it comes to this area here, I didn't want the slab to just go from the countertop up to the bottom and just be solid and kind of dead into the window molding. I just thought that that might look a little off. So I actually wanted to do a very curved design here. And so I just sketched it on the wall and we perfected it. So they're gonna take a template of that so that they know exactly what to cut and what angles to cut. I also have this inspiration picture that I want to show the fabricator about how I want the design of the edges to be. So the edge of that curve, I want the edge of this curve that's on the wall. I think it's so beautiful. We obviously won't have that sharp point in the middle. So it'll just be layered back like that. Since we had to get 2 slabs, I'm hoping that not only can we go behind the oven, which up the wall, which I know we can, I know that there's plenty. Also hoping, because I'm still playing with the idea of adding tile to the kitchen, but I'd like it to have the same stone as somewhat of a backsplash up the wall. So I definitely want stone up here along the windowsill, hoping that we can actually go down the wall as well. And maybe what we can do is do that same curvature, but do it here. So we have to sketch something really quick and see how it's gonna come together. Okay, so if they're able to do a little bit of a backsplash here, going that way, along this side, and also on that side, from that edge all the way around, I'd want it like 2 or 3 inches, maybe like 3 inches. The stone itself is 7/8. Then I want to go 3 inches above that measurement here. We're gonna take off the sheetrock portion so we can see actually where that piece goes down to that measurement. I need gloves. I didn't realize this was gonna be so sharp. Okay, I'll take all of this off too, but at least I can see where the top is now. 4 inches. Sometimes you just gotta sketch it out and see what you're working with, you know, like if it's gonna look good. I feel like something like that looks so much more custom and polished and interesting than, you know, like just going like straight down and then that way. I won't have to tile it. If I forgo the tile, I could forgo the tile, because what portions of the kitchen have water and where you cook will be protected, because all of this will be slab. But then over here, this will be wall. You know, with this, we will have a little bit of a backsplash. I'm very excited.
Walnut.
You guys, so we are here at the Fabricator, where they're gonna be fabricating our countertops. We're gonna be looking at the templates. We're gonna be seeing them actually cut the stone, which I have never seen before, and I'm very excited about it. And they've already picked up our slabs, they're already here, so I'm super excited to see this process and to get our countertops, obviously. Never gotten to see this part. This is so fun. They're gonna put the templates back on. Guys, it is officially finishing week. I'm so excited. They're gonna be working on all of the finishes of the cabinetry. So the stain, they made a new stain for me, just so that we were on the same page about what color it's gonna be, what color stain is gonna come out, because my priority is to cancel out the purple hue in the natural walnut, but also have a dark walnut stain, you know, so we definitely wanted to go darker with our cabinetry. Romeo and I love that look, and we've done light before, and I feel like I want to go darker. Finisher did another sample so that we could see what it would look like with the sealer as well. Beautiful, love it. Can you imagine all of these? What did you say, 60% of the project is just doing what you're doing right now? Masking. They've spent 2 days now just masking all of the cabinets, making sure that the stain isn't going to get anywhere it's not supposed to go. They're doing all of that prep work and focusing on the hood, but how beautiful is this going to look? They've been working on the hood. It's already got 2 coats of primer, making all of those like holes and joints and stuff really, really seamless so you don't see anything. I'm fascinated though, because most of everyone that has worked on the kitchen has used Bondo to fill holes and cracks and things, and over caulking. And obviously I know what Bondo is. They use it a lot in cars. My dad uses it a lot, but it's kind of stinky. So I never used it in my own projects, but now I'm gonna start because it's way better and it doesn't sink over time, so you don't see any of those holes start to creep back up in your paint. So 2 coats of primer have already gone on, and he needs the paint color. So now that we have the stain options, I'm gonna show you guys the 3 colors that I gravitated towards just from the paint paper. I had Romeo go and pick up some actual sample paint cans for me so that I could paint some larger samples. So here are our options. I'm gonna put them up here so we can look at them together. French Toile, which I would say has the most lavender undertone to it, and it's the darkest of them that I picked. Blue Heather, which has the same undertones as French Toile, but it's brighter and a little bit lighter. So I wanted to see if I wanted to go even lighter than the French Toile. And then this is Blue Springs. This one has more of a gray blue. It's more dusty. It doesn't have quite as much pigment, quite as much blue. And after sleeping on it, I am leaning towards that, but I want to see it with all the elements. Comment down below which one you would go with if this was your kitchen. You'll obviously know my choice because I have to decide right now. With the other elements, looking at the 3, I am definitely leaning towards Blue Springs. Still has the same undertone. It still reads blue, but it's lighter and more dusty. I think my gut is here. Truly, I think that this is gonna be like really pretty. And it's just paint. If we don't like it, we'll paint it again. They'll paint it for me perfectly, and then I'll have to struggle to paint it again, but I think it's gonna look really good.
Good, I like it. I'm done. This leftover paint, I go to the store, put it in a spray can for me. Like in the future, even if you're here and you nick it or something, shake up the spray can, give it a spray, and lacquer just, that's the beauty of lacquer, it blends and levels in. You'll never notice the difference.
It looks so good. Like the color's so complimenting.
It is.
And it feels like butter. Like he did it so well, it feels like butter.
You'd have gone with those Swiss coffees and stuff?
No Swiss coffee here! That's so funny.
I know.
How many kitchens do you think you've done, or how many projects have you done in Swiss coffee?
This year?
Oh, this year? Swiss coffee's a pretty white. It's a pretty color, but I don't have anything I would do this in one color.
I see Swiss coffees more like in the small homes because it
Oh,
helps.
brighten it up, make
Yeah.
it feel bigger. That makes sense. Swiss coffee's pretty,
That
but
was a
this
small
is
home
gorgeous.
too, so it helped. They were happy.
Next up, stain. We're gonna start working on the stain of the cabinetry. We've already gotten, he did me another sample. This, the real sample, what it's really gonna look like, and he's so right. We do not need to bleach this. So this is the stain that we're going with. And this is even like a little bit lighter, right? You rubbed in a little bit?
Yeah, it's not getting any darker than that. See, my whole thing to you was I was going to ask you, let's do the base stain, I'll seal it, and because also you see that color looks good, but once the matte goes on it, it'll make it a tiny bit darker.
Okay.
So we might want to go like 10% lighter than that, just to be safe.
I would
And if you want
lead with that.
you want
Yeah.
it darker, there's no big deal.
Looks way better than the original sample that I had that we were just playing with, which was getting it to the right tone. You know, what I was really looking at was canceling out the purple and making it more of a warmer hue, because that's been my fear since the beginning, but he was like, no problem, because he's so good. So look at that, that is so pretty. So we're gonna err on the side of a little bit lighter, but we're gonna step it up in stages. And then he'll do like a spot. Ooh, he's starting. I can't wait to see what the darker stain looks like with these colors. You're making good
That's how
noises
natural-
already.
That's how natural walnut should look.
Oh, so good. Also, we went with a select walnut, so it's more even to start with, right? So it doesn't have all those weird undertones.
Select is the best.
So much better. There's just more of an even tone in the natural wood. So when we step into the finishing stage and he start working on the coloring, it's gonna give us much more of a uniform look, but still give us all of the wood grain and the prettiness of having wood to begin with.
Wow, this one almost looks nice just like that.
Really?
Yeah.
He said I was the first client to install their own appliance and I did a perfect job. I didn't damage the cabinets. Score.
Up as much as it does, I seal it. I think honestly.
It is countertop day. I'm so excited. This is always my favorite process, to see the stone and just like, it's starting to feel more complete. So I am my mother's daughter. It's her favorite part of the process and it's mine. They're here.
Yo. Fácil, fácil.
Yeah, I like that.
You alright?
Yeah, I mean, that's OG.
Yeah.
That looks good, and then it gives a little more character to it.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect. The shape's perfect.
Alright.
Yeah.
So this is 3A. Oh,
3/8 OG.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you want more or less than this one? I think it's nice because
pretty
you can
good,
see.
yeah.
Yeah. So we wanna do that, okay?
Let's do it.
Alright.
Yeah.
Perfect. We wanna start with this. Ayúdame allá, más arriba. Ya. Okay.
¿Entró? ¿Dónde se estorba el cajón ahí?
Oh.
That looks awesome.
So, basically, the same line
Yeah.
is gonna follow the backsplash, okay?
Perfect. So we have a little bit of a leveling thing that we need to do for around the farmhouse sink. So these are all of the pieces, but they're actually gonna take them off. We're gonna re-level this side, and then they're gonna come back and make it perfect, but I love the shape. They also have some backsplashes, 3-inch backsplashes that are gonna go and continue from this pretty windowsill. And it's gonna have the OG edge as well. So it has a little more detail, a little more character to balance the straight edge of the countertops. It's gonna look so good. I love it on the windowsill and how it just like kind of waterfalls down into the countertops. So, so good. It is officially the somewhat last day of finishing the cabinetry. We still have, what, 9 doors and a panel that's missing. So those need to go through the finishing process. So we'll have a few doors that are missing, but they are all finished. They are absolutely beautiful. I've gotten to see them through different times of day, you know, because different parts of the kitchen get different sunlight. Some is darker, some is lighter. We also don't have any electricity. So I've really gotten to see them just in natural daylight in the daytime, and they're stunning. I don't see any purple, which was my fear. There's this warm, beautiful, dark walnut stain, which is perfect. So today we are putting all of the doors back up, all the drawers back in. We're gonna see what it looks like closed up. Somewhat. We're still missing some. This was a major changing point when I did the cottage kitchen because I saw it open for so long, like all of the cabinets exposed on the inside. So the kitchen never looked clean, if that makes sense. It looked more messy because you can see inside all of the cabinets. So now we're gonna get to see them start to close up. I'm very, very excited. actually just arrived with the final doors. So there's actually 8 more doors that are gonna go through the finishing stages. The finish looks so beautiful. So much wood grain, which is really what I wanted to preserve in the cabinetry, even going so dark with the stain. You can see so much of it in person. So even if it's not coming up on camera, it is beautiful standing in the space and getting to see the sunlight coming in through the skylights and the windows. We have those final doors that are gonna go through the finishing stages, and they're gonna come back out and finish up the countertops. We have electrical coming back out to finish that stuff. We have appliances to install. We have pretty lighting. We have plumbing things. We have things, but I can see the finish line. It's so, so close. And the very last thing that me and you guys are gonna do together when we're decorating is figure out what we wanna do with these corbels. I'm gonna install them later, so whether we keep them this color and chippy or strip them or do something to them, I have to wait until the appliances are in and the oven is in because it's black. I need to see all the elements together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've missed any of the renovation videos in this series, I have a whole playlist that you can catch up on. Of course, you can follow me over on my vlog channel for even more behind the scenes. And all of our furniture has been coming in. I have a few more things that is arriving, I think, next week. So stay tuned, and of course, subscribe and hit the bell notification if you're not already subscribed to my channel. And I will see you guys again in 2 Sundays. Bye, guys.